Does your child need an IEP or the school wants one? Then you've come to the right place. Whether you're new to special education or you've been doing it for years, here's the truth. IEPs are really hard. Take a deep breath. That's exactly why I'm going to walk you through it. Inside this video, I'm going to explain what is a special education assessment and what does it look like, who's going to test your child, and most importantly, the 3 mistakes that you want to watch out for so your child can get the best assessment and IEP for their needs. Hey, what's up? I'm April Rarig, your special education advocate and school psychologist to make IEPs and 504 plans so much easier. If you're new here, go ahead and click on that subscribe button to get more videos like this in your inbox, and check us out on Instagram at Rise Ed Advocacy. So let's dive in. First things first, what is a special education assessment? In a nutshell, IDEA law specifies that all children that are suspected or may have a disability and may need special education services need to have a special education assessment. What am I talking about? I'm talking about comprehensive testing that determines 3 different things. Number 1, the assessment needs to determine if your child is going to qualify in at least 1 out of 13 eligibility criteria. Number 2, the assessment needs to determine does their disability adversely impact their educational performance. And number 3, that assessment needs to determine does your child benefit or need special education services. So what am I saying? I'm saying that the whole reason why your child is getting an assessment is to determine their needs. And it also needs to determine if they qualify for an IEP. To get you started, make sure to check out these videos that talk a ton about IEP testing and a ton of special education tips from a school psychologist and an advocate that help make things so much easier as you're going through the process. Grab that link in the description box below. So we've touched on the basics. Now it's time to talk about the law, specifically the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, also known as IDEA. So what does IDEA law say in terms of special education assessments? It says that your child must be assessed in all areas of suspected disability. This is really important, and here's why. Pro tip. This means that your child needs to be given individualized, personalized measures that are based on their needs and not just an eligibility category or not just the standard fare or the standard battery that someone like me, the school psychologist, gives all the time. What am I saying? I'm saying that special education assessments need to be sufficiently comprehensive. I'm going to talk more about this in just a minute. So let me ask you something. Has your school told you that special education is both a process and a cycle that repeats itself? Probably not. And that's why I want you to check out my first free guide that talks about the special education cycle so that you understand where you are with your child and where you need to go, because understanding this cycle is going to help you navigate the process and be fully informed so you can meaningfully participate in the entire special education evaluation. Grab that link in the description box below. So now you know what is a special education assessment and what does IDEA require. Let's dig a little bit deeper and specifically talk about what is that testing process going to look like. So first things first, pro tip, you need to know this, that your child is not going to be assessed not just once throughout their special education career. They're going to be getting a ton of evaluations periodically when you think your child needs more information, if the team has a question, before they change your child's placement to a more restrictive setting. There's so many reasons why updated testing is a game changer. But for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to lay out very succinctly how the testing process is going to look. First things first, the referral. You're going to put into writing you want your child assessed. Then within a certain timeline, every state is different, your district needs to respond to you with what's called prior written notice. That means in writing, they're going to respond to you either yes, we're going to do the testing, or no. If they say yes, then they're going to give you what's called a permission to evaluate, also known as an assessment plan, meaning you need to give consent for the school and the district to start the IEP testing process. Then another timeline is going to kick in. Then depending on your state, it could be 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. I've seen up to 120 days. During this time, your child is going to be assessed by a variety of different evaluators based on what you ask for. More about this in just a second. Then your team is going to come together for what's called the eligibility meeting. That's not necessarily an IEP. It also could be called an ETR. That's where your team is going to determine if your child qualifies, and then from there, they're going to develop the IEP. That could be at the same meeting, or it could be a different meeting much later, depending on your state regulations. All of this is to say that IEP testing has many different layers and many different processes, and it's not going to happen overnight. So now you're probably watching this video thinking, okay, April, when do I refer my child? Meaning, when are the right times to get my child assessed? What are the red flags? Like I mentioned earlier, it's not just a one-time deal for your child to get assessed. That's why I want you to grab my next free guide that lays out 10 reasons that are going to surprise you of when's the right time to refer your child, whether it's the first time or the 20th time, to get your child the best assessment. Grab that link in the description box below. So now that you know what the process looks like and all those different steps, let's talk about team roles. Specifically, who's going to test your child? So here's the deal. Pro tip, more than likely there's going to be a team of people. So it all depends on what you are going to ask for in your request letter. Keep on watching this video because I'm going to explain to you exactly what I'm talking about in just a minute. So more than likely when you request for testing, someone like me, the school psychologist, is going to be involved. Then more than likely you're also going to get academic testing. This is going to be from the special education teacher. Then there's going to be a variety of other people involved. There might be a health assessment. If you're asking for related services, your child could get speech and language assessments, occupational therapy through an OT, physical therapy through a PT, an FBA or a functional behavioral assessment, or you could get assistive technology, or if you're asking for a one-to-one assistant, even transportation. Oh my goodness, there's so many areas that your child could be assessed in, and it all comes down to that letter. So now that you know all this, let me ask you something. How are you going to start the IEP testing process? That's exactly why I want you to watch this video next that lays out 5 things that you can do right now to start the special education testing process for your child without the wait and see, without the let's do it later. Grab that link in the description box below. Let's talk about what to watch out for when it comes to IEP testing. Specifically, the 3 mistakes that you want to avoid when you go down the road of special education assessments. Mistake number 1, not spelling out the areas of disability or the areas of eligibility that you want your child assessed for, and not spelling out if and what type of related service provider evaluations you want your child tested for. Mistake number 2, not spelling out the domain areas that you want your child tested for. What am I talking about? I'm talking about that when you request for your child to be assessed, whether it's the first time or the 20th time, you need to tell the team in your request letter what types of measures you want them to give. What am I talking about? So as a school psychologist, I'm looking for inside the parent letter if they're talking about, oh, my child has executive functioning challenges. Oh, I think my child may have processing deficits. Oh, I think my child may be depressed. Can you give measures in that? That is what a domain area is, and you need to spell it out and make it crystal clear so that your school is going to assess your child in the areas and give the correct domains throughout the entire comprehensive assessment. Mistake number 3, not putting your request in writing and expecting a response from the school. What am I talking about? It just happened to me today that a family came to me and they're like, you know what, April, we requested testing, but the school never got back to us within the mandated timeline. Yep, like I mentioned earlier, every school needs to issue what's called a prior written notice, meaning they need to respond to you within a certain timeline, either saying yes or no to testing, and it's got to follow those state guidelines. This is exactly why what you write in your letter and how you deliver the information to your child's school, it makes all the difference to start the special education process. And that's exactly why I want you to grab my special education request template. Inside the template, it's a digital guide. It shows you how to ask for different areas of eligibility and how to clarify the domain areas that you want your child evaluated in. It gives you a fillable template so that you could tell the school, I want my child assessed in this area and this area. It gives you 5 easy steps and lays them out so that you can get your child the best assessment without the wait and without the stress. Make sure to grab that link in the description box below. So now that you know all this, let me ask you something. How are you going to prepare? Meaning, what's your game plan? More than likely, you've never been through the process before and it is so overwhelming, and that's exactly why you're watching this video, and I'm so glad. So here's the deal. Pro tip is that you have to educate yourself and train yourself how to speak legalese and how to do all that. That's exactly why I want you to check out my video about how to read special education assessments, because here's what's going to happen. You're going to walk into the eligibility meeting, or your child is going to get assessed, and they're going to give you a report, and you're like, how do I read this? It is so challenging to read, and they're probably not going to give you a lot of time to understand and digest the information. So that's exactly why I want you to check out that video so that you can read it like a pro. Grab that link in the description box below. So here's the bottom line. You can do all of this to get your child assessed on your own. But the challenging part is that it's going to be frustrating, it's going to be overwhelming, and that unless you hire someone like me, a special education advocate, it can take months or years. Or you can choose, you know what? I'm going to educate myself on how to do things and what to ask for and how to get it. And that's exactly why I want you to check out my do-it-yourself how to request testing workshop. Inside the workshop that I created for families just like you, it walks you through all the steps from the referral to the response, to how to submit a parent letter of attachment and get your child assessed, understanding what your school has to do and how to meaningfully participate. Bottom line is you shouldn't wait another day to get your child assessed. And this workshop will walk you through everything that you need so that you can get your child assessed without the wait or the stress. Grab that link in the description box below. So now you know what is a special education assessment and what it looks like, and those 3 mistakes that you want to watch out for so that your child can get the best testing. Do you have a question about the special education testing process? Make sure to put it in the comments below and list your state. Do you want me to do more videos? Put it there too. Like and subscribe to get more videos like this in your inbox, and check us out on Instagram at RiseEdAdvocacy. Grab all those links below so that your child or your student can get the best assessment that they need. I'm April Rarig, your special education advocate and school psychologist. I can't wait to see you for our next video.